In this video, we're reacting to how to win the lottery, 100% guaranteed. With all this madness and stuff going on with the Powerball and the jackpot being raised and raised and raised, I feel like this video is very fitting for right now. Even my mom called me telling me to play the Powerball, and my sister. And we used to tell our mom stop playing the Powerball when we was younger. Man, let's get into the video.
She been comment me.
What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So I think we've just unlocked the brand new infinite money glitch, because as of yesterday, the expected payout of each Powerball lottery ticket became positive, meaning the total prize pot has grown so massive that if you were to buy every single number combination and were the only winner, you would walk away with the cool $241 million after taxes and after expenses. So what's the catch? Well, besides it being incredibly difficult to buy all 292 million numbers and hope that no one else matches the exact combination, which is totally something that Mr. Beast would do, that doesn't stop people from trying. So with the lottery now officially paying out a record $2 billion, 20 cents, I think it's worth breaking down your best chances at statistically winning, the reason why so many lottery winners go broke, and exactly how you can invest such a large amount in the event that you win so that you don't need to go into work tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I may have driven to Arizona to buy 500 tickets, so in the event that I win, I'll be giving $1 million to anybody who subscribes and comments down below for the YouTube algorithm. So thank you guys so much. And now, in terms of the $2 billion infinite money glitch, here's what you need to know. All right, so before we talk about why the lottery was created,
I wonder if rich people play the lottery. Cause wouldn't that be a glitch to really win? It's like a raffle for $1, right? Someone who doesn't have too much money can put in about $5. All right, 5 chances of winning. But if I can put in $1,000 and I have 1,000 chances of winning, and I'm still winning back more than the 1,000 I put in, I would do it personally. If I was rich, I would do it personally. Now the problem with some like the Powerball or scratchers or like the lottery is you actually got to sit there and do it. And that takes a long ass time.
And how it's considered to be a tax on the poor, it's important to understand your chances of winning. Because even though the odds are 1 in 302 million, it's hard to put into perspective just how minuscule that amount really is. Just consider this. Your chance of being struck by lightning is 1 in 700,000. Your chance of being attacked by a shark is 1 in 5 million. Your chance of being hit by an asteroid is 1 in 75 million. And your chance of flipping a coin heads 27 times in a row is 1 in 132 million. But I gotta say, the nail in the coffin.
I feel I can do that. I feel I can definitely do 20 times in a row. Is there a coin in here? Now, if we're talking like literally, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about.
It isn't all of those random statistics. It's this. If you knew that a dog was only going to bark once in the next 9 years, you would have a better chance at guessing the precise time of the bark, down to the second, than winning the Powerball. Now, I suppose that you could theoretically buy all 292,200,000 possible winning combinations for $584,400,000, win the $2 billion jackpot, and beat the system, assuming you're the only winner. But even if you had a full 48 hours to buy every single winning combination, you would need to be printing 1,700 tickets every single second to make that plan work. Not to mention, it's also found that the higher the potential prize, the lower the expected payout, because the more tickets that are sold, the more likely the top prize is going to be split among several winners. But hey, on the bright side, with hundreds of millions of...
Would y'all be sick if you play the lottery and you win and 10 other niggas won with you? How would you feel? Me personally, I feel like I would be I'd be bummed. I would be bummed as hell, because I want the money for me. Even though it's free money, not free, I mean I paid to get it, what's it called, but like, Why y'all trying to win right now? Get the next one.
Tickets being sold, somebody has to win, right? Well, before we go into the research of how to win, you first have to consider if this is something you actually want. Because with so much money on the line, you have to think why so many lottery winners end up going completely broke. Well, all of this begins with how the lottery was created. Because unlike what most people think, the lottery is not some altruistic gift to give people the chances of winning the life they've always dreamed of. Instead, the true motive from the very beginning was to help fund the state and local government instead of raising taxes. Yeah, seriously. The reality was, back then, many states had to raise additional money to pay for public infrastructure, but it was seen as unpopular to raise taxes. That's why the lottery took its place and it blossomed. It worked on a system where a certain range of numbers would be randomly drawn on a regular basis.
See, this is what I miss. If I was playing, I wish I was playing during these times. Because I feel like by watching it, I have a chance of winning because the balls will be talking to me.
What?
Balls. But watching it, you know, you will feel like, you know, when you watching a basketball game or a sports game, you like, if I'm watching, they gonna win. I know for a fact they don't lose if I'm watching. You know that stupid feeling you got? That's how I feel watching this. And isn't half of the money or some money like for schools and elementary schools and stuff, doesn't some of that funding go to the lottery, right? Or something like that?
And if no tickets are sold for the winning combination, the
Could be
payout would
wrong.
increase in proportion to the number of tickets sold, and the process repeats until eventually someone wins. However, over time, states began to realize that the larger the expected payout, the more money they began to make, even if the odds of winning substantially declined. After all, if nobody wins, the money the next one causing the jackpot to go up even further, causing even more people to buy in and raising even more money. But how does that work in terms of you actually winning? To start, assuming you're fortunate enough to match all 6 winning numbers, the headline amount that you see is not going to be the amount that you get. In fact, it's not going to be anywhere close. See, if you want that elusive $1.9 billion amount, you'll have to agree to take that in an annuity, which is broken up into 30 evenly distributed annual payments that increase by 5% every year. By the time all 30 payments are finalized over 30 years, you'll end up with the amount that's shown.
And the problem is, who's not taking that? Oh, niggas are greedy. I want my money now. Nah. You going to work, clocking in to get your $2 grand, $3 grand a month at work right now. If that. So you tell them you can't take payments? Crazy.
But this would be a really bad deal to take, for reasons I'll explain shortly. That's because you also have the option to take the lump sum payment, which works out to be $929 million before tax. From there, you'll be left with $585 million after tax to spend however you want, which
That's
is
not a
still
bad
a
deal.
lot of money, but it's only about 25% to the amount that's advertised that many people expect to win. So what makes the annuity payment so much worse if you end up with more? Well, if you consider that if you invested the $538 million and averaged a 6% return, you would have more.
I hear you, but no, nigga. I'm greedy with a capital D. Pay me my one bill that I won throughout the years. I don't care how long it take. Give it to my kids if I pass away. Give it to my kids if I pass away. I want my money. And I need my money. Anytime. Send that money to me. I don't care. They're not about to have me try and, okay, I'm gonna take this, not the amount I won, and try and flip it, and I'm gonna, put the chicken. I mean, regardless of how much money I'm gonna get, you gotta make your investments. But who's to say that first payment, I can't make my investment back anyway? If I'm a good investor, it don't matter how much I have, right?
Than $3 billion by the time your annuity paid out the full $2 billion. So there you go, you're now hypothetically $1 billion richer because you decided to click on this video and hopefully hit the like button as well. Although in terms of exactly how you can invest this money and why so many lottery winners end up broke and filing for bankruptcy, these are the realities, because as fun as it could be to think about winning, there is a dark side that needs to be discussed. Right off the bat, on the surface, it's estimated that a third of all lottery winners declare bankruptcy literacy, and 70% lose all of it within just a few years. Other studies have shown that lottery winners become frequently estranged from family and friends and incur greater incidence of depression and divorce than those that did not win the lottery. Why does this happen, you might ask? Well, once you begin digging deeper, you'll begin to realize that the type of person to go and buy a lottery ticket generally has very little financial education and very little savings, hence why they're buying a lottery ticket in the first place. Of course, that's not to say that wealthy people don't buy lottery tickets for fun, but it's estimated that 40% of lottery ticket purchasers in California were unemployed. It was also found that the majority of lottery tickets were purchased in low-income zip codes, with 60% coming from those at the lowest 30 tickets were purchased in California were unemployed. It was also found that the majority of lottery tickets were purchased in low-income zip codes, with 60% coming from those at the lowest 30% of income. So statistically, if a person without any financial literacy happens to score $1 billion, chances are they're not going to have the sophistication to properly manage it. Then you combine that with all of your friends and family asking for handouts, sob stories, risky investments, extravagant purchases, pressure from everybody.
No. Easier said than done, they might say, right? No. I'm just saying no. You're not my immediate family, which can also turn very toxic, and you're gonna take all my money? No. As simple as that. Learn how to say no while you're down. That's what I have to learn how to do. Look, it's a little free game. While you're down, learn how to say no, right? So that when you're up, you know how to say no. And I'm not talking, you might say, oh, you're down. What are you saying? How you saying no to help it? No. Do you want to go eat? No. Well, I don't have money for food. That's me practicing my no, saying the no. That's me practicing the no. Honestly, I'd rather be a billionaire, millionaire, whatever, without people knowing. I would still keep my job. If I win, I'm keeping my job. Now, what job you might ask? You don't need to know. Y'all don't need to know what I do. But no, I love doing it.
That you know, tension from a spouse who maybe wants to do something else with the money, and it's easy to see how the lottery could quickly go from being a dream to becoming a nightmare. That's why the lottery is often referred to as a regressive tax on the poor, and it's pretty mind-blowing in terms of just how much money this generates. In fact, some states even earn more revenue from the lottery than they do from corporate income taxes. And after everybody is paid out, you'll receive on average just 31 cents.
That's $1. The ads gotta take, oh yeah, operating. The city, income tax, state tax, unclaimed prizes, goes in the public education system. Okay. The bottom half, I'm feeling a little bit more than the top. The top is OD.
Worth of winnings for every $1 that you spend. But even with all of that said, let's assume for a moment that you defy the odds and you win. How could you avoid all of these issues? The first thing that you should do is tell nobody. Don't post about it online, don't tell your friends, and don't brag about it to your family. If you do, there's a strong...
First words coming out of my mouth if I were to win is, yo, can I hold 5? I don't got it. Please help me hold 5. That's a loyalty test. Actually, it's not. I'm gonna just act like I still don't got it, and I'm gonna be like, in a few days, I'll give you back 50. Appreciate you, but I really need that. I just got the money back. I just re-up. I'm gonna hit you back. I got you. Appreciate you for giving me that 5 when I need it. Just so it don't look like you just got money. Cause watch me pop out with a new car. Where you get that? Don't you still work as a janitor?
chance that
That's
you'll
how
be
it is.
targeted for theft, extortion, or random requests from people that you wouldn't want to hear from. Second, get an attorney. Even though most states require that you publicly claim your prize, you can take the safer option by setting up a blind trust held within a trust to remain anonymous. This way, nobody has to know that you're the next billionaire. Third, take the lump sum. Like I mentioned, mathematically, you'll end up with a lot more money over 30 years if you invest it than if you take the annuity. On top of that, tax laws are likely to change over the next few decades, so it's a lot safer to take the guaranteed tax up front than risk rates going up in the future. And finally, fourth, do absolutely nothing.
But if it was guaranteed, or if it was the annuity, and you said you're gonna get paid the full amount, regardless of the tax, you're gonna get paid the full amount. So the future tax law changes shouldn't affect anything, right? Or is that a stupid question, dumb question? Oh, I'm stupid.
For the first year. Realistically, it's best to calmly and rationally approach the situation with a level-headed perspective with professionals who know what they're doing. And the more time you have to set that up in advance, the better. But in terms of investing the money, here's where the fun begins. And this is your chance to become one of the richest people in the world with just a few steps. Well, like I said, assuming you took the lump sum and ended up with $528 million after tax, here's how you could distribute it. First, I would put $150 million in a low-fee total stock market index fund like VT-SAX. This gives you exposure to the entire U.S. stock market, and assuming you spend just 3% of it annually, you'll be able to get $375,000 every single month without ever running out of the principal. Second, I would put another $150 million in a low-fee bond market index fund like Vibitalix. This would give you a fairly safe and stable investment with a lot less volatility than stocks, and as of now, their bond funds are offering a 4.1% yield on your money. Assuming we did the same thing as above and only spent 3% of it, that's another $375,000 every single month without running out. Third, I would take another $75 million and spread that throughout fully paid off, triple net, Class A commercial real estate in the US. This would encompass large office buildings, warehouses, restaurants, gas stations, and anything with a strong corporate guarantee that comes with a 10 to 30-year lease. This should give you some extra diversification, really good tax benefits, and a 5% return if you invest conservatively. Again, assuming you spend just 3% of that, you'll have another $187,500 a month in income. And fourth, I would take another $75 million and spread that throughout prime residential real estate around the coast.
Or, hear me out. This right here can be half of my Bugatti payment, right? Just listen up. This right here, I'll give to my mom, right? This right here, I'll give to my dad, right? Hear me out. This right here, my dog been me my whole life. Not a boy, not a human, I mean. My actual animal, my pet. That'll be them. What's next?
$25 million, and you could bear $187,500.
So basically, I'm not getting no new income. I'm not getting no new income because of my choices.
A month in income. Then after that, fifth, I would take another $40 million and invest that throughout 2 to 10-year treasuries, which are currently paying over 4%. This would act as your emergency fund just in case something were to happen. And preferably, this is money that you won't be touching whatsoever unless you absolutely have to. Now, six, that leaves you with $38 million left over to spend however you like with no strings attached. With this, you could buy a mansion, a yacht, whatever car you could think of. Money isn't an object, and you'll have a very conservative
or we don't have to see the lottery as this. Hear me out. I'm about to cook. What's so wrong about winning the lottery, right? Spending all of it, not going in debt, not going broke. But at the end of the day, you're just up 500K. I'm still up from my regular life when I was broke, right? Because it was just an experience, right? I mean, that wouldn't be the smartest thing to do, But fuck you, I'm doing what I want with my money.
Earning income of $1.1 million every single month, no matter what happens, without ever running out. Besides that, though, here's the thing. Mathematically, there's never really a point where the lottery makes sense to buy. Even though each ticket has an expected positive value of 20 cents, you would have to risk an exorbitant amount of money to ever realize those profits, to the point where it's just not even worth it. Now sure, somebody wins, mostly the government, and it's fun to think about what you would do if that were you, but realistically, in my opinion, it should just end there. In fact, it was found that during times of lottery records, even if you bought every possible winning combination to guarantee winning the jackpot, you would only have a 22% chance of keeping the jackpot all to yourself. On top of that, lottery winners were shown to be no more happier than those who didn't win. So all things being equal, it's not a wise option.
Because those people who won and don't deserve to win. How about that? Because in life, people say money don't buy happiness. It will literally buy my happiness. It will. And if you're watching this right now, because this video is about 2 years old, it will buy your happiness. God willing. Because I don't have any other issues in my life necessarily. I'm at peace. Except for the money. Give me that money.
Option. That's why if you buy a ticket for fun as the price to pay for the ability to daydream about what you would do if you were to win, then by all means, for entertainment, go for it. But financially speaking, like I said, you would be better off doing just about anything else than buying the lottery. But just in case, about 500 tickets.
Damn.
So if I win, I'll be giving $1 million to somebody who subscribes and comments down below for the...
He think he's slick. It's dumb to buy, but you bought all of those, huh? Huh? He trying to say the pot for himself, because the higher the pot, the least amount of people get to, or the higher the pot, the more amount of people get to split it. Like, I paid attention. He not slick. But anyways, that'll wrap up this video. I always remembered or always thought that winning the lottery would like feel like when you win, it'd be like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, when you know you running through and you like this and everybody's like, oh, come here. And then you go in and you popular and people trying to, that's always thought it would be like. But I guess you could just go in anonymously, pick up your bread and just, I mean, that'll be it. Appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all want me to react to anything, send it to me. If there's any topics y'all want me to touch, DM me. My socials are linked down below. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Peace.